This epic Dolphin Charm Easter egg named Power Porpoise has just been unlocked for all of the finals community by the hard work of many Easter egg hunters. If you can't wait to get your hands on the charm, the instructions on how to claim it are in the video description below. Anyhow, the origins of this Easter egg charm date back 5 months to early April this year, when Embark Studios co-founder, chief content officer, executive producer for the finals and Easter egg mastermind, Rob Brunison, told us don't forget to watch the sunset, and it didn't take us long to discover 7 blocks on the Cis Horizon map that have letters that spell out the word cetacea on them. Cetacea are whales, dolphins and porpoises, and once the Easter egg hunters got 7 people together, with 1 standing on each block, these 3 cute dolphins appeared and swam around in circles until the end of the round. And we thought that was kind of the end of this Easter egg until in mid-May, Rob was being questioned about a charm for an Easter egg associated with the cannons on the Monaco map, and he sneakily posted an image of the dolphin charm, then deleted it immediately. So we then knew there was an Easter egg that would trigger the charm. About 20 minutes after that, he wrote, "I will save you a lot of work. You need to play the game to find that dolphin charm is not triggered in private." That public game requirement would later change because of how long we were taking to find it. He also added, "Play the game, what would a dolphin do?" Anyhow, over the course of 3 and a bit months, many of us hunters worked at trying to trigger the charm, trying all sorts of random things in game. Then in mid-August, Rob posted saying, "Yes, it was almost triggered last week, 6 out of 7 to be honest." So then we knew there was probably 7 parts to triggering the puzzle. Then in the last 24 hours, Rob was chatting in Oscar's community stream and wrote, "Think the Easter egg hunters will find it today or at least this week, 6 out of 7 2 hours ago." And then a few hours later he wrote, "Wait, you just activated it? And who did this?" Unfortunately, no one responded to that question. Rob continued though, writing, "This is insane. Oh my, it has been trigger. Now it available." I think he got a bit excited there. And when asked, "What does available mean though? Is it out there?" he wrote, "OYE or open your eyes." At this point, we knew despite no one apparently knowing they'd done something to trigger the Easter egg, we needed to jump in game and try to trigger it and find what was presumably a redemption code for the charm. Also bear in mind that at this point, we didn't know what the actual trigger was, and whoever had triggered it initially wouldn't have known they'd triggered it either because they hadn't found the redemption code for the charm. So we were in this weird phase where it had been triggered but no one knew exactly how. Rob added, "It's insane if 7 people actually triggered this and accidentally did this the right way without knowing. Well then I have to admit there are coincidences in this world." And we spent days to set this up. 7 people need to trigger the dolphins on Cis Horizon in a very specific loadout and condition. There was a bit of confusion at this point because when asked back at the end of May if the charm could be triggered solo, Rob replied, "As a light, I think you potentially can, but I've not tried that, heavy for life. When it will be triggered, it will be available for everyone from the Easter egg hunters with love." So we had thought that the number of players didn't really matter. When asked about this, Rob replied, "Yes, it is still possible, but I made it easier." Anyhow, that aside, Rob also added, "If you pulled it off, you will get a code visible in-game, so now it's triggered regardless of your loadout and condition. I did this to make it a bit more easy." And similar to many triggerable things and Easter eggs, they are harder in the beginning, but some have a hardcore, normal and easy mode. Even if this was by accident, I am so proud, it's amazing. So we may never know what the initial trigger was, and even the players who did it might not be aware they triggered it because they never saw the redemption code for the charm. This may remain a mystery that the finals keeps from us forever. I did try to ask Rob exactly when it was triggered, but he wouldn't reveal that. So if you're in game and trying some stuff in the last 24 hours on Cis Horizon, let us know in the comments what you did so we can test it and see if what you did might have triggered it. The solving of these Easter eggs are always a group effort between all of the Easter egg hunters in the finals community, but we always want to know exactly how something was triggered and record who made some of the breakthroughs. Anyhow, following that initial and currently mysterious trigger of the Easter egg, community member Lockshot suggested that the loadout required might have matched the word cetacea. So for instance, C for C4, E for explosive mine, T for thermal bore, A for APS turret, and so on. And Rob actually gave us his usual eyes emoji confirmation for this, so it's likely that this was at least part of the initial trigger. But following that, Rob Rob said we don't need to do it the correct way again, and when Hunter Clouds wrote, maybe we just have to activate the dolphins now, Rob gave another confirmation. At this point, a group of us were already in game and triggered the sunset dolphins and were looking for the code. Fortunately, I actually recorded the moment we found it, and it's pretty funny because I was looking out at the dolphins trying to see if they had changed or if they were making any strange noises, and it was right at my feet the whole time.
It's not, yeah, it's always there even when the dolphins aren't, I'm guessing.
Oh, I found it.
On speakers.
I found it.
You found it?
Yeah.
Right, where are you?
Right here at my feet.
Oh yeah, oh yeah!
Ah.
I'm so happy.
Oh my god, there it is!
Congrats!
Let's go! Okay, what do we do now?
I mean, we activated.
So that's how we found the code. It's an Easter egg that still holds some mystery about its actual solution, but we got there nonetheless. And now all of the finals community can enjoy having this little fella on their favourite weapons and gadgets. Lastly, I just want to take a moment, perhaps on behalf of the community, to thank Rob Brunison and the rest of the Embark team for putting such fun puzzles in the game for us to try and solve, even if we do take months to solve them. It's one of the things that makes the finals so special. Thanks for watching this video to the end, and thank you to the members of my channel for their ongoing support. It is greatly appreciated. Do the usual YouTube business if you want to see more videos from me from now on. Give a like or comment as you see fit, and enjoy the rest of your day. Kia kaha. Stay strong.
Everybody knows the world ain't right. Down on your knees, get up and fight.